Hey, good morning, everyone. Because I just want to do some more stuff on decimals. I know we covered a lot on last time we had class, and I want to go over ordering. That was one of the assignments or one of the practice sheets that we got. So I want to put some examples so we can kind of go over these. This would have been the first example on one of the worksheets. So I think it said put them in order from the least to the greatest. That'd be the smallest one. So we're going to kind of do the opposite. We're going to do it from the greatest. And if you look at all these 81, 82, 81, 81. So we know 82 is, this one's going to be the biggest. Okay. And now we have to look at what's the next biggest beside that. And if we look, we see that the first column, the tens column here, that's going to be the first one after the decimal. We have a 0, so we know it's not that one. Then we have 2 8s. Okay, so what we have to do when the numbers are the same, we have to go to the next place value. In this case, it's the hundreds. So then we look at the next one. We have a 5 and a 6. So we know this one, the 6 is bigger than the 5, so that's going to be the second. This will be the first. This will be a second. This one right here is going to be the third. And the top one, because it's just 81, 0, will be the fourth. So a lot of times what you're going to have to do is you're going to have to compare when we're doing decimals, the tens place, the hundreds place, and the thousands. If you remember, the first place value after the decimal, that's our tens place. Next one is the hundredths. And the last one would be the thousands. And I'm just going to abbreviate that. So it's tens, hundreds, thousands. So in this case, really what we have to do is we're really comparing this one right down here. It's going to be the tens place. And in a case where the numbers are equal, like the 8 and the 8, then we have to go one more over to the hundreds. And that's going to tell us what the biggest one is. So let's do another one here. So we had 91.855, 91.18, 91.8, and 91.562. Okay, so they're all 91s. So we're going to have to look at the tens place. And we see that two of the tens place, in this case, we have an 8 here and we have an 8 there. Okay, so that's going to be pretty much an indicator of which one is the biggest. Okay, so really what this would mean, if there's nothing there, for all intents and purposes, we can put a 0 there. So in this case, we're going to have to go to the hundredths place. We're going to have to go one more over. So we have a 5 in that place and a 0 in that place. So what we're going to know is the 91.85 is bigger than the 80. So this is going to be our first largest. And this is going to be the second. Okay, now we are left with the 1 and the 5. And we know 5 is bigger than 1. So this is going to be the third. And this would be the fourth. I think on the sheet it asks you from smallest to largest. So in that case, this one would be first. I mean, if this was A, B, C, D, and it said to put them from smallest to largest, the sequence would be B would be the smallest, D would be next, C would be next, and A would be first. If you're doing it from smallest to largest. Okay, So really what we're going to have to do sometimes is just compare the tens place, maybe to the hundreds place, and every once in a while it might be a thousands place. We might have to go all the way over. And just about what number is the biggest in that place is going to tell you what is the larger number. Let's do one more here, you guys. This one has 7, 7.8, 7.4. That's got 7.463, excuse me, and 7.3. Okay. Now remember, if there's nothing after the 7, what we'll do is we'll put zeros just to make everything. We can do that, and that's going to give you perspective. So we're comparing everything's equal. So what we know here, what number in the tens place, because the ones place are all 7s, so that's not going to give us the largest number. So we're going to have to look at what number in the tens place right here would be the biggest. So this one would be the first because it's 7.8. This is 7.4, so that would be second. This would be 7.3, well, that would be third. And 7.0 would be the smallest, so that would be the fourth largest. So really what we're doing here is just comparing the tens place. Okay, because everything in the ones place, they're all 7. So from there, they're all equal. We have to go over to the other side of the decimals and start comparing place value in the tenths, hundreds, and thousands. If you want to put zeros, okay. That's just what I could even put I forgot to put a 0 here. That way you got to kind of get a perspective of what everything is. So let's do one more. Let's do this one. So we have 10.954. We have 11, and there's nothing there. We have 10.663, and the last one is 10.379. So we look at this, we're going to realize 11 is bigger than all the 10s. So 11 is going to be this one, and if you want to put zeros, that's fine. But this one's going to be the largest, so we'll put first here. And now we're going to look at the tens place to see which number is the largest. And so it's this, oops, let me make it a different color. We see the 9 is the biggest, so that one's going to be the second largest. 6 would be the third, and the 10.3 would be the smallest, or the fourth largest. Okay. So when they ask you to order decimals, all it's asking you to do is just kind of compare in the tens place. Well, first place you'll start, let me back up, would be the ones place. And we see here 11 is bigger than all the 10s. We know 11 is bigger than 10. Then we just have to go over to the tens place and find out which number in the tens place is the largest, what's the next largest, and what's the smallest. So that exercise about ordering, that's really what it was asking you to do, okay? So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to stop there for today. I want you, if you had a hard time kind of ordering them, this video will be real helpful. So you can go back and look at ordering those decimals. I think that I posted on, I think it was Wednesday. All right, you guys have a wonderful weekend. We'll continue working on decimals next week. All right, you guys have a great weekend. Bye.